You've waited, you've waited, you've waited a bit more, and now you can stop waiting. Here it is, ladies and gents. It's been about 8 months since I've last done it, but I'm back. This is probably what my subscribers have been wanting. You know, I have quite a few subscribers. I'm not trying to show off or anything, but my videos aren't getting any views. So I think it's mostly off my Pink Floyd album reviews. So, this is probably what's going to bring back the life of views and all that, and bring back the subscribers watching my videos. And if this doesn't... Hello there, Floggle here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Pink Floyd's 9th album, Wish You Were Here. This was released in September 1975 and was the follow-up to the amazingly acclaimed Dark Side of the Moon. And when Pink Floyd released this, how were they going to follow up an album which featured the moments of life, death, love, money, time, everything that mankind is spoiled with and what they enjoy? How are they going to beat that? Well, they do what probably most people would do. If you have to, talk about the world, expand the universe. And this is what the feel is of Wish You Were Here. You sort of feel like a galactic explorer, time traveling. You sort of feel like echoes. You sort of feel like you've went through that, and then you climb up to Shine On You Crazy Diamond, the first track of this album. This is another of the 3 albums that Pink Floyd made, which only have 5 tracks. The first one was Atom Heart Mother, the second one is this one, and the third one is a one that's going to be coming up soon. And of course 5 songs, as we talked about last time, means that this is going to be quite a long album. And they're a progressive rock band, so it doesn't really matter. But progression, progression. Does this album progress? And is it interesting enough to be as long as it is? Shine On You Crazy Diamond, sort of the longest song they've made if you put them all together. Like 27 minutes long. But I'll have to say, Shine On You Crazy Diamond is an absolute classic. The story goes, fat, obese, old-looking, drugged-up guy came into the recording studio and watched the band play. Most of them not knowing who it is, and it was an older Sid Barrett. We sort of had different hints of different songs in the past, Pink Floyd making songs in tribute about Sid Barrett. We got that about brain damage in Dark Side of the Moon. But this is a bit more happy, he's talking about a lunatic, that's not a very nice thing. If I wanted a song written about me, I'd sort of, want something a bit happier. The golden-haired child, or something really nice about how good-looking and funny I am, not if I'm a lunatic. But this is better. Shine On You Crazy Diamond. And it's hinted like that because it's S, shine, on you, Y, crazy, D, diamond, Sid. And, we got a really dark theme that was going on through Dark Side of the Moon. But this is a rather uplifting song. It's sort of like a good driving song. You get that a bit with, I'm trying to think of an album or a band that sort of suited. A bit like Autobahn by Kraftwerk. I sort of get this sort of feel. I mean, it's better than just simply driving music. But if you're going on a long drive, I suggest that you put on this sort of album. It starts off with all these little tingles and very sparkly and dazzling, but then gets harder and harder and progressing harder. We eventually get the drums and everything like that. And in 9 minutes we finally get in the split up first part, which is 1-6 or 1-5. We finally get the simple lyrics that I said. It's quite interesting how it contrasts between, such a very complex sort of instrumentation, and yet we're getting Waters and Gilmour, Gilmour, just saying it so lightheartedly. And of course, the great big booming of "Shine On, you crazy diamond," that brings a tear to me eye. But then stop that soppy stuff. We'll then get on to a bit more of the darker elements. We'll get on with the second song, which is also a really great song, which is "Welcome to the Machine." And we're still getting a few weird things that are going on. A lot of experimentation with different bits and loops and stuff like that. But an interesting note is saying that, like I said, Pink Floyd didn't really know what to do to follow up Dark Side of the Moon. They did plan to do mostly unreleased album, which was called Household Objects, which is where an album was going to be made entirely out of different objects around the house. And if you get the experienced edition of this album that's been released a couple of years ago, you will get a few tracks from there. And most notably, Wine Glasses, which is wine glasses, must be loads of them, playing "Shine On You Crazy Diamond." It's amazing, really is impressive. So, while that was experimentation, it feels like could be the first song that they could have thought of if they moved on to something that actually includes proper instruments. It does make it a bit cheesy, but overall, I think it's an excellent song. God knows what the meaning is, but it didn't really matter really. But I do like the machine noises, how it sort of makes good percussion. And I think it's a really good song. There's not really much to talk about it. It could be the weakest song, I suppose, but I have to say this album's excellent overall. There's not one weak song. And the third song moves on even more and sort of says, sort after all of that, we're getting a bit more of a kick-ass song. And from here we're getting a song called "Have a Cigar," which does not feature any of Pink Floyd's vocalists. It has Roy Harper on vocals, already a really good musician. However, it seems that a lot of musicians seem to like them. For example, hats off to you, Roy Harper, of Led Zeppelin, even though it's like one of the crappiest songs that they made in their classic discography, but never mind. He's really good on here, and the Experience Edition once again reveals what it's trying to do with the version of this, and I do prefer the Harper version. It really suits him. He's got this more funky sort of sound, which you just wouldn't expect Pink Floyd doing anyways. It's rather funny, it's quite tongue-in-cheek, which is quite good. I mean, this is quite a, it's quite a deep moving album, especially with the "Shine On You Crazy Diamond." It's good to have a bit more of a laugh. But even though it's having a bit of a laugh, it's certainly not pissing about. This is a really funky song, great guitar, and everything's really good on it. I really like it indeed, once again. Couldn't fault it at all. Like I say, keep saying like I say, but Roy Harper has a good octave range, so you can put it a bit higher, you can go a bit lower, and really good. I think the meaning of this is probably talking about how they're getting some crabby poppy guy and going through his rise to the charts and everything like that, which could be interesting to today's music society, where it seems to be really good. Once again, pointing out another thing that's really good about this album, you sometimes get albums where it sort of sounds a bit outdated. This sounds a bit more better even today, especially this song. And then we're moving on to the classic title track, which is another absolute classic. One of the most well-known Pink Floyd songs, in fact. "Wish You Were Here" has that charm and ring of a classic anyways. A very memorable riff that goes on, and starts off really simple, just a simple guitar, and how it builds up is masterful, definitely. Great vocals as well, and the lyrics are absolutely phenomenal. Couldn't fault them, they are brilliant. One of the best lyrics ever written. Is up there with the Dark Side of the Moon lyrics, if not surpassing most of them. I couldn't really talk about much of it because it's that classic, but if you're watching this and you haven't listened to "Wish You Were Here," the album, definitely listen to this. And then we're going back to the final part of "Shine On You Crazy Diamond." This is a lot more drawn out, but it's at the end of the album, so you sort of feel that it sort of suits it doing so. It might disappoint some people, It's lacking in the things that the first part did. It doesn't have as many lyrics, it's shorter, and it doesn't progress as much. In fact, it does the opposite. It goes down. But it's, like I say, it's calming down. And that's what makes it great. It feels like a full song. And that's what you need to get with a progressive rock band. You need for it to progress, but also go back down. And that's what this song does. It's a nice, cool breezer. So like a big exercise and you're cooling down. This is what this song does. And that's it. That is the album. Wish You Were Here. I do recommend the Experienced Edition. It's really good. You get a few live takes from what would become Animals. A few songs like Raven and Drooling that later become songs like Sheep and Dogs. Really interesting. I recommend it. And that's all I have really to say about this album. Overall, if you're just trying to flick through quick tracks and all that, I do suggest something. There's a best of that was made in 2001 called Echoes, the Best of Pink Floyd. With this, it's not just a compilation of songs, but edited. On that, you're getting the full Shine On You Crazy Diamond shortened to 17 minutes, and that I think is even better than the original on the album. I do recommend that if you get the chance and put it on and overlaying it from the original if you're wanting a bit more of a quicker experience. I also recommend, obviously, like Wish You Were Here and Have a Cigar for a quick, rocky sort of feel. If I had to say a worst track, it'd be parts of the 6 Part 6 to 9 and parts of Welcome to the Machine. But overall, I really can't fault this album. It really is a classic and deserves its reputation for being a masterpiece. So overall, I'll give this album a 9.8 out of 10. Absolutely brilliant. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you later. And yeah, the next album I'll be reviewing will not be Pink Floyd, but the next Pink Floyd album review I will do should be interesting because it's my favourite. Spoiler alert. Have a good day, bye.